Hi all, let's look at a game from the Your Next Move Rapid tournament. So this is part of the Grand Chess Tour. Big prize fund, 150,000 US dollars for both the Rapid and also the Blitz, as far as I can understand it. And the tournament time limit is, I'm just checking the regulations, it's the time control is 25 minutes with a 10-second delay from move 1. So okay, that's very interesting. So it's not increment, it's a 10-second delay though, so that adds a bit more quality than just the 25 minutes. Let's see, this game Nakamura against Wesley. So d4 from Nakamura, and we have knight f6 from Wesley. So we have bishop f4, trying to get a trendy version of the London system, not committing the knight. So bishop f4. Black now doesn't go into a kind of King's Indian setup. He actually plays d5, which fixes down the d-pawn, ready for attack with c5 later. And if there is one potential downside of the London system move here, this bishop f4, committing the bishop, is this b2. So let's see, e3. This seems very, very logical in this respect to play c5, because the queen now is able to go to b6 to hit b2. That's the one thing that is neglected with this London system setup. Now white plays the very interesting d takes c5, giving the onus of black to kind of regain this pawn. Just for my own understanding of this particular variation of the London system, I was checking it out. If c3, knight c6, let's see, knight f3. This kind of thing should be okay for black, challenging the bishop with bishop d6 and b6. This should be fine for black. And if white wants to try to use the e5 square and commits to a stonewall structure like this, black has quite a well worked out routine with knight e7, with the idea of knight f5, bishop e7, knight d6 and knight e4, trying to get into that hole there on e4. It's a kind of well worked out plan now. So that's one variation of the London system, because I really did want to know what to do with the black pieces against it. And also, let's just quickly mention on c3 the alternative queen b6 is also possible, hitting b2, and then this line is quite sharp and well known, with bishop f5 trying to lure the queen away from b2 to win the rook over here. And if we follow this through, black here has kind of released the tension of the pawns, but this is a popular sequence. For my own knowledge, I wanted to check this out. So leaving the bishop to be taken, because e takes would, close down e4 for white. Black carries on trying to mine white's pawn chain here and can get the d5 square sometimes. This is just an example where now c takes b2 is threatened, and black should be fine here. That's distracting the queen to get the bishop. It's just a technical variation I wanted to share with you. But anyway, black, wants to sort of play to hit b2 potentially. So we've gone off the rails a bit now with this d takes c5. Black plays e6 and white plays b4. So it seems this is quite interesting in its own right. Black tries to undermine white's pawn chain, c3. Bishop d7 now. Queen b3. A takes, c takes, and now b6, really trying to undermine this pawn chain. Bishop d6, knight e4, and this actually implies things like queen f6, looking at this rook on a1. Queen b2 against that. Knight takes d6. Black is getting potentially his pawn back, but not quite yet, because bishop takes d6. There's queen takes g7. Queen f6. Now finally black is going to get the pawn back, and I think black stands pretty well here. a4. King keeps in the center, bishop d3, rook c8, knight e2, e5. So black, with the two bishops and the expanding center here, seems to be doing very well. f3, f5. Rook a2, this seems a little bit awkward, but after bishop e6, yeah, it looks very nice that d4 is even an option, hitting rook. Rook gets out of the way. Check. And this, white is losing a pawn now. Rook takes a4. Yeah, he was under great pressure here in this position, in any case, with d4 on the way. You know, black's extra mobility in the pawn center, because of white playing d takes c5 earlier. This is really quite punishing now. So yeah, white is going a pawn down. So rook takes c8, bishop takes, knight ec3, bishop takes, knight takes, rook a3, knight takes d5 check, king d6, knight takes b6, bishop e6, and this looks as though black is getting some material advantage here. This knight is now stranded. If there's knight c4, bishop takes, and then rook a1 check will win this rook over here. So black is basically winning material with this whole thing here, which he's constructed to lure the knight to b6. Bishop b1, king c5. So that knight is going. It's taken now. Black a piece up. So this hasn't been a very good London system for white, for Nakamura. F takes, bishop takes, and the game continues a bit. Check. G takes f3. Yeah, a piece up, and it should be fairly straightforward. Knight f6 hitting the bishop. The game ended here. There's a possibility now of knight e4 and rook f2 mating, but black simply is a piece up. There's no real compensation for white here at all. I thought it was interesting to check this game out, and I particularly put it from the white side, even though white lost. I know many of you believe I'll always put it from the winner's side. I tricked you, I hope. But anyway, I also wanted, to check out some of these London system variations. So as soon as white immediately plays bishop f4, this looks like a nice thing that black played just immediately. d5 and the classic recipe. But yeah, we went off the rails a bit with this d takes c5, early d takes c5. But it's interesting in its own right that black can, it seems, with caution after bishop d7, try and undermine white's pawn chain at least and expose other liabilities like the rook on a1 with knight e4. So it seems as though black can safely gain back at least good compensation to gain back the material, as this game was evidence of. But it's a rapid game as well, bear that in mind. So it's not even an increment, but these are fun, these rapid games, because they increase the, I think, the entertainment value of the game. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much.